When I think about how adoption's changed our lives, I think that's pretty obvious. You know, we have Laurel. It's a really easy thing to be able to look and see. You know, she's touched our lives in many, many ways. She's a blessing beyond any kind of thing we could ever imagine.
Adoption is definitely ordained by God. I didn't think that I would be able to love a child from the very beginning. And I can say that when we took Carson in our arms, that was it. All that doubt went away.
If I could tell anybody that sees this video, if you're even have a shred of anything in you that wants to adopt, don't let money or anybody stop you from doing it, because it'll warm your heart and that child's heart, and it'll be the best thing you've ever done.
I would say to someone who's considering adoption to definitely do it. It's the greatest blessing that you'll ever have in your life. It completely changed Ryan and Tiff's life, and I just think it's the greatest thing ever.
I think that often people consider adoption. I have people come up to me all the time and say, you know, I've always thought about adopting and just haven't for this reason or that reason. Maybe they already have biological children, but for some reason they have shared with me, they feel open to share that they still have this desire or this thought that crosses them when they think about adoption. And I would just say that is possibly a God thing, and that you really need to pray about that and consider that if you feel God putting that desire in your heart, because that's there for a reason.
The question I always get is the finances. You know, we can't afford to adopt, or you know, we've never had enough money to adopt. And I would argue with that I think there's always a way if there's a will. And if you're not currently financially able to do it, you know, there's other options, there's other methods to do it, and it just takes commitment.
As an adoptive parent and bringing our child home to America, that we've kind of misled everyone else as to what they see. Because by the time you meet our kids, they're these beautiful, vivacious, full of energy, full of life, these great kids. So when you look, Owen, Addie, Carson, Laurel, they're just gifts. But you don't see them when we first see them. You see them after getting our love and our affection, and that's not the reality of what they were when we met them.
When we first met Laurel, the eyes told her story. It was the saddest eyes I think I've ever seen. No life at all. And just the 6 weeks we spent with her in Kazakhstan, every day you could see her eyes getting a little brighter just with contact.
Some realities about adoption is that there are good times, there are bad times. We were told whenever we first started our adoption journey to prepare for the worst and hope for the best, and I definitely recommend that to anyone. Everyone's story is definitely different. What may go great for one person might not go so well for someone else.
I think the easiest answer that I always give is we didn't choose adoption. Adoption chose us, and that was the path that God laid out for us to have children, and we've been blessed with two.